You obviously played this team a week ago. Where are some of the areas you want to see improvement from that game to pick up the win tonight?
Defending the paint, making sure we're keeping them out of the paint. Securing defensive rebounds. I think they had 12 offensive rebounds, 17 points off of those offensive rebounds. So making sure that we're doing a good job of playing good position defense, finishing plays with box outs, and then we got to take care of the ball. We allowed them to get out in transition with turnovers and poor shot selection, so we've got to be better in those two areas.
Yeah, obviously Sydney's off the injury report today. Just how did you see her recover over these past few days to be able to return? Yeah,
she looks good. She hasn't had any regression in practice, which is a good sign. Certainly when you're coming back from injury, sometimes just getting back in that rhythm and not hesitating and just going out there and playing free is important. I thought she looked good in practice and excited that she's going to be out there for us today.
In what ways, given all that you have going on right now, is it advantageous to play the same team twice in the last week or so?
Yeah, I think it's good because we know what they're about. We know how they play. We know what actions they like to run. They're a pressure team too, so they're going to put pressure on us, not just in the full court, but in the half court, force us to get to some of our pressure releases. So I think having seen that so recently can help us a little bit. But they also are very deep. They play a lot of players. They play with great pace. So knowing that our numbers are down a little bit more and certainly some players playing in different types of positions, we've got to be even more disciplined on both ends of the floor.
Is there any update to the progress of Sophie or Caitlin and their injuries?
No, not yet. Sorry.
No, you're good. Now you've had 3.
I wish.
No, you're good. Now you've had 3 full days now without a game. How big were those in terms of getting maybe Sydney back and obviously getting Ari accompanied to this team?
Yeah, they were really important. I mean, Ari's really only had 1 day of practice. So for her, she's a point guard. So she's been watching film. She's been in the film room with our coaches. And she was watching film on the flight here. So, for her to absorb as much information as possible, for us to keep it as simple as possible when she's on the floor. But certainly getting Sid back and having another primary ball handler, allowing Kelsey and DB and Tosh and Lexi to play off the ball a little bit more, hopefully getting them back into a comfort zone is going to be important. And then Ari sets the tone on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, she is a dog on the defensive end. So, that's another area that we're really going to value what she brings to the table.
What has stood out to you about Aaliyah Boston's start and just how efficient she's been?
She's been incredible. She's been incredible. I was just talking to her a little while ago before warm-up just about how impactful her numbers are. We want to play through her. We want her to be a hub. We want her to do it in a lot of different ways, but we also want her to score the basketball. So really finding that balance because she's such a great passer. She's such a high IQ player, finding the balance of knowing when you've got the ball to be aggressive to the rim and when to facilitate. And I think this gives AB a different opportunity without Caitlin on the floor to see where she can be effective and how she can facilitate.
With Washington being number 1 in the league in transition defense, what do they do well in that area?
Well, they're aggressive. I mean, they pressure you, makes and misses. And they're not just token pressure, right? They're forcing you to change directions. They're forcing you side to side. They're not allowing easy transition buckets. But, one of the great points of transition defense is offensive execution, and they make you work on the defensive end. They make the right plays and the right reads, and the ball goes through the net a lot with them. And so when that happens and when they're getting offensive rebound putbacks and you're constantly taking it out of the net, it allows them to set their defense.